everybody, how you doing? Yes, this is me. I am here. Yes, we are taking over. Karibuni sana to the Benjamin Zulu Show. I hope you've had a great day. Time of the day, I don't know. Wherever you are across the globe, I hope you're having a great time. Now, today, we are talking about something very interesting, And the word that stands out for me is silent killer, because we used that as kids. Because, hey, we were saying silent killer. Okay, now there goes the Kiswahili. We'll have the captions right there. But, so when you hear the word silent killer, what comes to your mind? Someone who will do something, ama when you're told that they did something, it doesn't look like they can actually, or they're capable of doing that. Now, imagine if you are dating a serial killer. How do you identify that they are one? I'm eager to learn, but you know who has the wisdom? Himself, the man, Benjamin Zulu.
But it's a great pleasure to catch up. It's such a great pleasure. People have been asking for you.
Oh yeah?
People have been asking for you. And I'm sure they're hoping, I hope she's here to stay now. We'll try to tie her with a rope.
I am here.
So
I
now,
am here.
when you talk about silent killer, and I'm happy you brought the way we use it jokingly.
Yes.
To mean that a person has another side. It didn't mean people kill, but it meant they have another side. That you can't, they have a silent hostility. That's always the mean that a crook, a silent crook, a person who is polite in class, but when they're out of view, they do naughty things.
Yes.
So people would carry that label that they are naughty silently.
Yes.
And they know how to act. That word is there's another context which is used more seriously. When it comes to relationships, I want to tell you that you know that when you go to purchase cars and land and properties, the people to watch out for are cons. Those who act like they actually, and they have everything that a seller would have.
That is true. That is true.
They know the language and they
know your need.
Yes. In fact, they can spot when you're approaching that you're a buyer. When it comes to dating, that is your danger now. The people we are describing today are the perfect cons. Okay? Also, when you're buying cars, be careful of being abducted. Be careful of being robbed. So the robbers and abductors, in terms of dating, will be equal to overt narcissists. Those people are abusive. They don't capture you because they hid. They capture you because you're ignorant.
Yeah.
In business, we always want to increase security and minimize costs. This is a principle you apply to dating. To save yourself, to increase security means to put CCTV, observatory, be careful. Does not mean you're paranoid. You have put your money there. Where your money is, your heart should be there. Your money should be there. Try to protect. When you are marrying, you are putting your heart, your money, your soul, your kidney, your pancreas, everything now. Not just your heart. So if you are protecting where your heart and money was, how much will you protect your liver?
We don't look at it that way.
Thank you. In another show, I was talking about how ladies stagger into marriage. In a drunken stupor. They just like, it looks fun to have a BF, boyfriend, and my Charlie, and they stagger casually as if it's a transitional thing, as if it's just a fun thing, we're passing time. All the time they're ignoring the fact that their feelings don't know how to do things tentatively. Your feelings can't attach to a person in the meantime.
No.
Your heart was not created to joke.
No.
You are the only person who is joking here. So, many people today are in marriages that they did not enter with any due diligence or prudence or forethought. It was that fun of boyfriend that they're not even thinking about marriage. And when you have a boyfriend, he needs sex as a matter of his right. Sex is not the same thing to men as it is to women.
No.
I'll come to that to discuss that, but I'm saying today, when it comes to dating, the people we are discussing today are cons. They're not robbers. They don't come aggressively with the guns on your head.
They're intelligent.
So we call them covert, the opposite of overt. Overt is obviously, openly, visibly. Covert is hidden.
Yes.
And I want to tell you some signals. And if there's a thing, I pray and hope that you don't land into the hands, you single sisters, you single brothers. They can also be women a lot. And when a man has been caught by a covert narcissist, because society expects men to be in charge, not to cry, not to be defeated. So men tend to try to act like they're in charge until they're damaged totally. I want to tell you the signs, how you shall identify them. But what are the characteristics?
Okay.
These people are very nice on the outside. I want you to start suspecting too much niceness.
It's like, but yes, it wouldn't be the first
We are
thing
trying
that
to
I pick
pull
up.
chairs and show the way.
Yes,
be
that's what we
nice,
want.
you know.
Isn't that what we're listing down? Gentleman, nice guy.
You know, and attentive and calls and checks. And that's okay. Gentlemen like me, that's what we did to win the tenders.
Yes.
But there are other guys who do similar things with a different motive. And the motive seeps through. So I want to show you how to identify the bad motive, the bad nature they hide.
Bring it on.
All right? So we are saying, who are these? The reason we need to describe the narcissists, some people don't believe they exist. They have not met them. This degree of evil with the narcissists is so strange. They look like humans of a different order. In fact, most people don't understand them. They can't wrap their mind around a degree of evil that is unprovoked.
That's true.
Most people think people get angry when they're provoked.
Yeah.
To tell you there's a person who will show up and hurt you,
Buri.
we don't get it. In fact, that's why we tend to blame people. You must have done something. So narcissists have an inherent need to dominate and bully so they can feel strong. I want you to understand that. Internally, they're so disturbed and unstable and tormented that they must harass somebody to feel powerful. You, when you are okay, a healthy person wants healthy relationships and they try to avoid stress. Naturally, that's how we are created.
Yes.
As much as possible, avoid stress. Now, with narcissists, they're so empty of peace and self-contentment that they must harass somebody to feel strong. It will take time, society, to come up to that one. I don't even know why they were given such a difficult name.
Named. Yeah.
Because the concept itself is so foreign, and the name is so foreign. Doesn't help. But they're named from another Greek youth, a Greek myth he was called Narcissus, and he fell in love. He saw his image on water, and he fell in love with the image so much. When he loved it so much, he wanted to get that person and be with them, consummate the love, only to realize it was his own image. So he felt so desperate and drowned himself in the pool. It captures the concept of narcissism. They are so in love with themselves and so in large ego that they want everybody to worship them. And if you can't worship them, they crush you.
That is just sad.
Yes, that's how they exist. Now, when they are that evil and then they learn how to masquerade, we must teach ourselves. So I've only picked a few, and I will highlight others as we go.
Okay.
Tell you how you shall pick them. One of the things is I want you to know, all con games are rushed. We may have patient cons, but patient cons is another order of psychological disorder called psychopath. We have 3 dangerous people in the dating market. We have sociopaths. Sociopaths, you can identify them because they can't keep a job, they can't get along with anybody. They're so salty. Even a conversation with them is difficult.
Yeah.
And we deal with them when we have to. Sociopath develops with time. So early on in their lives, they may stay with jobs, but they cross people here and there. They may be in media, they may be in politics, but so as it evolves, they may be able to keep jobs and families, but eventually it complicates when it's unaddressed. And personality disorders cannot be treated with pills and medication. They come from habits and character and ego and heart and attitude. So it requires work to admit that you're wrong. The other thing is psychopath. Psychopaths are 2 people in one. These ones keep jobs and they keep normal life on the outside.
2 personalities.
Yes. So we have sociopath, psychopath, and narcissist.
Okay.
I wanted to identify and tell you who is patient. Psychopaths are very patient. They can live many years. One was called Caroline Kagogo, a lady who killed people.
Oh, yes.
And she killed a guy who was trying to have fun. Alikuwa amekatia dem.
They went to a room.
How much level of acting is that until you
Oh
can't
my
see the
God, that
danger?
reminds me. Ted Bundy. He killed so many women. Many women.
While living normal life. In fact, sometimes they join the investigation team.
Yes. Oh my God, there's another one who was a cop.
Yes. They join the
Carol was a
investigation team.
cop.
Many of them start, psychopaths require weapons, so they gravitate towards armed professions. They're entertained by blood and death.
That makes a lot of sense.
So they may not even be working there, but they may have a licensed gun or they may have weapons. Well, when that time comes, I'll show you. But they're usually cold and flat and unfeeling and unaffectionate. And they usually say, me, I can kill a person. They were watching news. One couple was watching news, and when they saw that a person had killed and been caught, the lady commented, "Me, they wouldn't catch me." It looks like an innocent.
Yes.
But why are you not empathetic towards the person who was killed and the family? You're relating with the killer. Wonder why did he play his game so badly?
Oh, goodness.
The guy asked, should I be worried?
I should run.
So psychopaths are patient. Narcissists are not patient. That's how you'll arrest them. So number one is the first sign of a person who has bad motives is from the moment you start dating, they assume the position of power and put you under them. For example, resign your job. Don't wear that. Why did you pick my call? I'm angry.
I don't like that, your friend.
The obvious narcissists, the overt, the aggressive ones, you will feel repulsed if you are a healthy person because of the aggressiveness. You are likely to run away if you are healthy.
But if you're not?
If you are too understanding. Because you girls have been taught to be understanding and that families are held by women.
Yes.
You know?
Prayerful women.
You know?
Zinajengwa kwa
I saw one
magoti.
being called Bishop who has been praying for the return of the husband. This is for 18 years. Because another woman had taken him. Men are not taken by women. They choose somebody else. Please, can you change the language? Another woman took my man. Is he a goat? Only cows and goats are stolen. Choose somebody else. The Swahili song ukiachwa chika. When you are left, agree.
Be left.
Release. So, we are saying, how shall we identify them? When they come, sooner than expected, they start behaving like they're in authority. You visit, you go only for one date, and they expect you now to be at their beck and call.
Why aren't you picking my calls?
Yes. And you did not agree now we are a thing. That's the first sign. They're impatient. They take the position of my wife before we even take her anywhere, before anything. And she does not consult before she does things. She just call, talk to my mom. And she'll get pregnant. Tell men to learn to zip up.
Yep.
With men, the only solution to avoid female narcissists is to be self-controlled. And I told men that make sure the person you're considering life with don't receive bribes from them. Sex before marriage is a bribe. It blurs your reasoning. And it says in Deuteronomy 23 that bribe blurs the vision of the far-sighted. When a man is sober and is not inflamed sexually, he thinks straight. That's why they can't sell us bad things when we are sober. But for me to buy a bad thing, they attach a sexy woman there.
Okay.
No, they say sex sales.
Yes.
So they attach something there that, you know.
Yeah.
They bring women at the club where men are at the football play. They bring women where this is a car. What is a woman doing there? Because the most likely buyer is a man. Whenever you see too much women, because they're targeted.
Definitely not me.
I know. In fact, you start criticizing the woman.
Yes.
And you'll be repulsed.
But then it's different and they know and they use it.
Whenever the targeted buyer is a man, there will be a woven in. And for men, I want to tell us, we are so targeted, especially good-hearted men. Good-hearted men are few and they're very unwise. I'm using moderate language because I'm talking to a decent lady.
You're doing great.
When my host is a guy, we are savage. But today,
that's be nice.
Because I noticed that the good men wanted to do family and do husband and committed and they wanted to do life and they're sincere. They don't cheat. They play their role. They go out there to treat their women. Those men who are going out for that, they are the fat cow. There's a fish in the ocean called yellowfin. Yellowfin is both a predator fish and also a prey. It's eaten by people. It's a good meat for people and for sea lions, other predators. And then it also eats other fish. So it occupies a very funny place. That's how good men are. They are hunting and they're also hunted. Be very careful. When you know you are prey like an antelope, you stay alert all through. Knowing that as long as I can trace who is around, I can survive.
Yeah.
But when you are both hunting and hunted, it's very difficult. So they say the yellowfin can refuse to go to a place where there's a lot of meat because the predator is also around. Listen, men, stop going where there's a lot of meat. Too much flesh will get you caught.
Hello.
So with the men, With men, you know, men understand circumcision. In circumcision, actually, we are taking out the necessary flesh because it reduces hygiene, it reduces productivity. The thing with men and the world, when we talk male language, is to tell them they could not bring Samson down, except if they sent somebody to get inside a woman. Just one. 1,000 men couldn't bring him down, but
Couldn't.
one woman was not even hiding what she's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's not that women are cunning. It's that this guy had already lost one woman. And he had a point to prove that he can keep his relationship. You know? And she kept telling her, I'll bring your enemies to kill you. Tell me where is the secret of your strength.
She
It
didn't
was very
hide it. Straight.
But she was nagging.
She was. That she was.
Men underestimate nagging because it's
And
not
then she was
violent.
also caring in a way. Lie on my laps. I will touch your hair. I will calm you down as you tell me your secret.
You know? The price you're paying for being calmed down.
Is your life.
You know? And now, but when you're emotionally inflamed and you're lonely, being a champion sometimes is lonely. Conquering battles and being the one winning there is lonely. So he was suffering what David was suffering, being at the top and king and walking on top there, and he has sent his troops out there. Now he's no longer attending the troops, he's not accountable to them, he just sent the boys to do the work. The seduction between David and Samson are opposite.
Yeah.
Samson was pestered to death. She nagged him to death. That's what it says. David, nobody talked to him. In fact, the woman had not even seen David. Stop blaming Bathsheba. She was easy.
She was minding her own
because
business.
Men are out in war.
Yes.
When girls are alone in their dormitory, they're easy. So people keep saying, why are you washing bathrooms that have no roof? Women can't have their life.
We can. We can.
You know? Men were out in war. It's this guy who sneaked out of war to remain here and start looking around. So we are saying the first thing is a person who hurries ahead of the process to assume you're already in a thing. They use the word soulmate and destiny very quickly.
Okay.
They will say you are the only person who understands them. Be careful if a person is not understood by anybody except you.
It might sound like a good thing.
Yes.
But it
You may
really
feel
isn't.
complimented that you're
Yes.
special. You're the only one who
Yeah.
can unlock their password, who can get to their heart. In fact, they can converse. Women use this line a lot. They have never fallen in love with anybody else. The guy feels he has conquered. You know, the hunter instinct.
Yes.
The hunter, and he feels like, you know. The other thing is, these silent killers, the narcissists, the covert narcissists are very paranoid. They are unable to trust. And you know why? Because themselves, they are not worthy of trusting. Let me tell you another psychology, because those of you can't trust because you've been hurt in the past.
Yes.
You think that's the only reason people don't trust. So let's be done with the obvious part.
Okay.
There are people who don't trust because they're wounded. In the past, they trusted and they were hurt.
Yes.
That is the larger majority, and they are locked in that.
Yes.
So they see another person who does not trust, they assume it's also because of the way they were hurt in the past. Please listen.
Okay.
An innocent person who trusted genuinely and they were hurt 1 time, 3 times, they may be very,
Reserved.
yes, although they want, sometimes the spirit is willing.
But the way. Kile ulifanyiwa.
You find a wonderful person, but when you remember the last time you tried to dive, you ended up on dry ground rather than a swimming pool.
Yes. Yes.
You want to touch with your finger only. And it is so bad when I'm trying to be romantic and you are trying to be polite. And we're in a relationship. That is
Yeah.
possible, Megali.
It is.
We can get into a relationship when your heart is not here. They just, oh wow, that's so nice of you. They can see your heart is not there. So that happens a lot when you have been hurt in the past. But narcissists refuse to trust for another reason. They are not trustworthy themselves. They are doing things behind the scenes. And they see the world the way a thief sees it. A thief thinks everybody's out to steal. Nobody's honest. So because they are doing things behind your back, narcissists must cheat, must use drugs, must use something. Because they're so empty. They must find something to scratch the emptiness. Remember, the root cause of narcissism is emptiness in the core.
Okay.
And a feeling of void. And they feel so envious to see you happy, liked by people, doing well by yourself, smiling, laughing, being chatted by people. And I want you ladies to stop, and men as well, to stop normalizing when I'm seated and my wife arrives and grabs my phone. And as we talk, she's going through it. Why are we normalizing that? Why are we normalizing
We are
that?
one.
Just because you're one does not mean we arrive and you treat him like a suspect.
Yes.
So they're very suspicious of your phone, of your everything. And a lady asked whether it's normal for the boyfriend to keep asking her, "How about you that? How about you that? How about you that?" And I said, one way, covert narcissists, they condition you to overlook subtle disrespect. A disrespect that is not obvious.
Okay.
If I were to call you a dog or something.
That's very straightforward.
Yes.
Very
But if I
offensive.
ask, "How about you that shoe?"
I'm just like, I could have bought it myself.
That's the question. Are you assuming I can't buy myself and that a man must have bought me?
Yes.
And I told her that's a man who in his mind women cannot buy anything for themselves. They sell their body to be bought things. It's only men who buys them. And she says he has never bought her anything. And I told her, stop expecting boyfriends to buy you things. Because as they're buying you is an exchange, you're giving something else. It means you're already in a trade.
Transaction.
This is what is failing women. They're entering relationships for transaction instead of coming for an interview table to examine. Examine who is this. Do they fit what I'm looking for? Thank you. Don't walk into a person's space emotionally involved, what involved, then you're trying to bargain. How come he's behaving this way? Yet you welcomed him.
Yes.
We are saying the first concept is to say, when you see paranoia, when you see inability to trust and you've never behaved in any suspicious way before,
Yeah.
it's not normal for a girl to take my phone and bang it on the wall because she saw another lady there texting. It's not normal to take a hammer and crash
Someone's car.
my laptop just because my car, because you're suspect, because that is not normal. When an unhealthy person feels uncomfortable with your level of self-control and trustworthy, they walk away in a dignified way.
That is true.
They don't attack you. If I don't like the way Makali, this is not the life I was looking for. Thank you.
This is easier said than done.
But you see,
We said about you being able to leave when they tell you that they're not interested anymore. But then most people, what we're seeing now is people attacking each other and doing these things, and it needs to stop.
it's true. You're emotionally engaged. You're emotionally into it, and you'll be hurt. The third thing that you will notify a silent killer, and we are saying, remember these people, they are perfect actors. They are nice to people. When you go to your people, they bribe them. They're very generous. Give them shopping, give them tips. Listen very well. They'll buy your people to isolate you and be able to get you back should you run away. Be careful with anybody who can call your mother, your father. The people you're dating should never have direct relations with any of your family members before you become a unit, before you become a family. It's a bad sign. They're going behind to bribe, to establish relationships against you. Be careful with somebody who gets so quickly with your friends, close with your friends. They're chatting with your friends already. But if your lady friends, when I'm dating you, should be able to bounce for me. My guy friends, I should be able to bounce for you. There should be that kind of respect because there's a social circle you guys have.
Yes.
I'm happy to. Oh, so that was JMO, all right? Nice to meet you. That's all. That's all. You're exchanging numbers for what? Because you work in the same industry. Is he the only guy you work in the same industry? You have your own colleagues from your industry.
Go take their number.
Where are you vetting? It's not normal for somebody to go behind your back and chat with those people, your friends.
Yeah.
The only time I expect I'm getting to your social circle is when now we are getting married and we're using the same people. This one is the maid for the other one, this one for this one. We are into wedding, and we are doing that because of the logistics. And you may send a person from your circles for me to help because I'm in media and the person is in media. And so, oh, I think that guy can help you. Check how much you can help each other. That's healthy.
Yeah.
But not behind your back and you are unaware. You're surprised to hear.
Oh, you guys met.
They've been talking. That's unhealthy. So the third signal with the narcissist is they will violate all social boundaries with no feeling of conscience or wrongness. They'll talk to your people. They'll talk to your friends. They'll talk to your bosses. They will violate so blatantly. They'll walk into your office unannounced like this. Walk into your house, I'm at the gate. You will hear they were at home. And they always have a perfect cover story. Oh, I was passing by, I just said because I'm nearby, let me.
Not perfect cover, but yeah, very
ready cover story.
Yes.
So what is wrong? Because people say, oh, relationships have issues. I want to differentiate these versus no more issues of a relationship.
Yes.
No relationship is perfect. When you explain the normal people, they tell you, no, you know, and somebody truly loves you, they'll be jealous. True love is jealous. You know, and you just be understanding.
He loves me.
You know,
Yeah.
you will feel that need. You will feel you'll be pressured by society not to check out because it's. Have you been beaten? You know, people only respect.
That's the thing. Abuse is not just physical.
You know, and I'm seeing a crack in the foundation. When you're buying a house, you're checking small signs of huge problems. When you see a crack on the wall, what does it say? A crack on the front. When I see wetness at the corner of the, what does it say? If it is coming this way in small rain, it means in big rain it will be.
Yes.
How come we are that prudent when it comes to cars and houses and land? When people are buying land, they want to build, they want to check how much cotton soil there is.
Yes.
How many feet under.
Yep.
Because you have to remove all of it or deal with it to utilize that piece of land, you know.
Yeah.
How come we are particular? We ask, like, come here and dig. I'm standing here to see how many feet. You know, because that's money.
Yes, true.
That's money. You know what it will translate to. Except when you are naive. They take you to Kagun Road and sell you the plot when it's dry, when there's no rain.
When it
One guy
rains.
bought and built. He was ready to build. Then rains arrived. And water came all the way to the windows. You know, how come we are that diligent with the land and the cars? When you see a small sign on the dashboard, you're very careful. The car is not stopped, it's not stalled, but it has shown me a sign here. What does that mean? You know, how come when you come into a relationship, you're that compromising?
We do not check ourselves.
So why should you be more careful and behave as if you're paranoid and people tell you you're perfectionist? Because you know what starts here will multiply more, and what you accommodate, you promote. Normal weaknesses of life don't involve manipulation, don't involve mind games, don't involve disrespect and crossing boundaries, don't involve somebody disregarding your personal boundaries. No more ups and downs involve somebody delayed, was not able to keep time, was not able to remember the appointment on time, and they apologized in earnest. And it is not repeated, and they don't try to subdue or put you down. Yes.
Zulu, what happens then now if I'm already in it? I need to step out. I need to get out, and I don't know. And probably I'm hearing this for the first time, and I'm doing the checks. Niko tu, where Zulu amesema. So I'm in it.
Very good. When you're already in, you live the same way you'll be moving from a house. When you when you're already in a house, and you realize actually the way they have described this is a very insecure area.
Yeah.
It's prone to attacks.
Yes.
Have you seen that? Yeah. In fact, yeah, this is insecure. You wake up and run. You plan. So the first thing is to accept the problem. People ask whether there are degrees to narcissism, whether there is a degree we can live with.
Oh.
They say,
That's a conversation.
yes, people always ask, must I always go? You know, we keep running away. What is the end? Can we just put up? You know, people try to ask whether there are degrees, whether there are people who are just this way and not the other way. Remember the following. What is the root of these people? Is that they don't have the ability to love. And they hate it when you are happy. And although with time, they may not be powerful enough. Sometimes they're not working, you're the one who's paying, by the way. Sometimes they torment you and you're the one who's paying all the bills. They're having their money and drinking it out there, or having their fun out there. And you're the one paying all the bills. You've heard of those women who say, my money will not participate, but your money, in fact, she wants me to give her a part of my money. And she's earning her money. Together, she wants to pay bills, I'll pay bills and give her pocket money, upkeep, and she'll eat. That's narcissism. That's abuse. That's financial abuse. That's
Yes, it is.
and men are being taught as if that's responsibility. And I've always told men to marry a team player. Please, marry a team player, not a player. Those are different.
Very different.
Don't be played financially. So we are saying when you're already in, assess your situation and come to the conclusion that if this person is so void and uncaring, it's not something that can ever improve. And by then you'll have tried to ask them to improve, and they respond with hostility or negligence. There are many other traits I have not said that usually they neglect you during times, critical times, when you might, when it's the man, he can neglect you during maternity ward. When it's the woman, she can neglect me when we are in my people, my in-laws. And that day when I needed to present and be happy with my wife, and you know,
That's the day they're not available.
she's sick, she has a headache.
Yes.
You know, and she'll hide there, and I'm embarrassed and I have to do things on my own. One guy said he has to attend to the children, change diapers, cook for them. But out here, she looks like very nice woman. But at home, the guy is alone. It's tormented. So it means you plan your exit and don't make it take eternity, but don't nurse false hopes. Nurse and plan and execute. And another warning is, many people ask me, I have no relative to go back to. Maybe I'm an orphan, no, my parents have since passed, and no, now I'm here, I'm financially trapped and all that. The warning is to never put yourself in the hands of another human being before you secure your existence in this world. When you don't have relatives, you are literally alone in this world, and your first instinct should not be romance, children, image, Instagram, photos. Should be survival. Think of your survival. If I marry and he dies, or he changes on me, or he's taken away, what will happen? If I have children and I'm alone, suddenly on my own. When you realize, and I realize many men, they fear extinction when they are the only child. The only son to a single mom, and mom says, bring another child that we can increase, we don't disappear on the earth. So when he's 21, he's already trying to sleep with women around. They end up getting hooked to women who are very toxic. So the point is, when you realize you are alone in this world, your first instinct should be to secure a financial base, to shelter yourself on a rainy day, not to run into marriages, because you create another hell apart from the one you're dealing with.
Absolutely. Yes. I like what you said at the beginning of this, that if you're healthy as a person, then it will be repulsive for you. That means the work starts with you.
Yes.
That you need to find yourself or be in a space where you understand who you are and you know the things that are worthy of you, the things that you want.
Yes.
I'm glad we had this conversation.
Most welcome.
And that is all we had for you today. But you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, just get on it. And you can tell us what conversations you'd like to hear from us as well. Adios.